Hey guys, it's Walter at Camp Veterans of War, and the month of June is PTSD Awareness Month. So we brought several veterans out to give some of their testimony about combat experience and how they suffer with PTSD and how the programs help them. So we're here this evening with Zane. Thanks for coming tonight, Zane, and showing up and giving up some of your time, man, to do this interview with us. We really appreciate it. So you were in, can you tell us what branch of the military you were in, bro?
I was in the United States Army as an infantryman, and
Wow.
my primary unit was with the 101st, and well, I served 2 years in another unit in Germany, but I don't really consider that a unit at all. So.
Yeah. And what theater of combat were you in? What tour were you in?
I was in OEF 14, or Operation Enduring Freedom 2014, and I was in Afghanistan and Logar Province.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us a little bit about your combat experience and kind of what you saw and some of your stuff that you did out there?
Combat out there, I mean, the tempo is very, random. Fighting season started in the spring and ended near the fall, and it was really quiet during the wintertime. So I was there at the end of the wintertime, from, well, the start actually, yeah, from January up through until spring. So yeah, I was there from the very start of winter, and not a single shot was fired. But April 14th was my first, I think it was April 14th. Mid-April was my first firefight, and it was pretty chaotic. I remember it just being very loud, and being inside of a vehicle, like ammunition and rounds just sounded like something I never even heard of, Well, it was just very surreal, and everything is high tense. And then it wasn't really until maybe a few months into my deployment where it actually felt like my life could actually be in danger, because we had lost one. Matthew Walker was killed June 5th, 2014. And that was the first day I really felt like, I'm in the shit.
Right.
And I just remember being heartbroken from that day on, and I just wanted to continue the fight and stay in the fight.
Yeah.
And I feel like part of my soul has just been left out there for that, or just longs for it,
Yeah.
I never planned on coming home. I just planned on staying out there with my friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
My
it's
brothers, yeah.
they definitely treat you. They train you, the Marine Corps, the Army Infantry, Rangers, and Airborne. Definitely specialize in killing and ops, and you go over there and you do the job that you've been trained to do, and it's hard to come back here and just turn it off, which we all do, the majority of us. And
it's hard to come back here and try and relearn a fight or flight response that doesn't get you in trouble, right? Because for me, the hardest part is coping with my stress without blowing up, so to speak. And to myself, it's just another day at the office, but to the people I'm around, it's, it can be pretty frightening. And not only to them, but it can be frightening to myself too, because it's just, like I was talking to another one of us today, that slip-ups are gonna happen, but slip-ups you can't come back from. I need to be very wary of, because it can happen to any one of us, especially me, So I found this group very helpful in the fact that I don't feel like I'm alone. I feel like I have people I can lean on and that I can trust because of shared traumatic experiences. It brings people closer together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And so since you've been back and dealing with the VA and stuff like that, and I'm sure you've taken medications and stuff like that as opposed to not taking them, how has their therapy and counseling and therapists kind of associated and affiliated with being here at Camp Veterans of War?
Their therapy at the VA was helpful when I needed it, because I knew I needed the help. However, it didn't really fill that peace in my heart that I needed, and that's the camaraderie, What the VA taught me was essentially self-reflection and breathing exercises.
Right.
The rest of it is up to myself. how I look at things, my perception, my viewed perceptions on my traumas, on anybody's traumas. That's really what it is. It's just perception about it. And it took that therapy for me to learn about that. And it's because of that therapy I'm able to come in here and talk to people the way I do and try to help others out. Because it was a learned trait, I guess. And I'm just happy to bring it here because this is really what I really longed for, was just others like myself.
Absolutely, man. And you've been a great asset as well to the organization since you've been here. You've been here since the beginning, and you've come a long way since I met you about 3 years ago, man. And I appreciate your dedication, your loyalty, your trust, everything that you do for the organization, along with everybody else. A lot of the guys your age and younger look up to you, and Tim, and I appreciate, everything you guys do. So thanks again, brother, for coming out. Thank you for your service. I love you, man, and continue to keep pushing forward, keep working, our program.
And thank you for everything you've done and providing this opportunity, man. It's been a blessing just to be here and an honor. So thank you for everything that you're doing for us, and thank you for your service, because what you're doing is thankless.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yep.